My Life in Canada, Chapter 1. A brand new beginning, ever. Since she was a little girl, Sophia had dreamed of starting a new life in Canada. She was fascinated by its breathtaking landscapes, welcoming people, and endless opportunities. To her, Canada represented hope, freedom, and the chance to build a brighter future. Leaving her quiet hometown in Italy wasn't an easy decision. She would miss her family, lifelong friends, and the familiar streets she had grown up walking every day. Still, deep inside, she knew it was time to chase her dreams. As the airplane landed at Toronto Pearson International Airport, Sophia's heart raced with excitement. She stepped outside into the cool Canadian air and looked around with wide eyes. Everything felt new. The towering buildings, the busy streets, and the diverse crowd of people speaking different languages. Taking a deep breath, she smiled to herself. "This is it," she whispered. "My new life begins today." Sophia had rented a small apartment in downtown Toronto. It wasn't luxurious, but it was bright, comfortable, and filled with natural sunlight. To her, it was more than just an apartment. It was a place where new memories would be created. During her first week, she stayed busy unpacking boxes, buying furniture, and decorating her home with souvenirs she had brought from Italy. Every picture frame, book, and decoration reminded her of where she came from while inspiring her to embrace her future. Soon, she began her new job as a graphic designer at a creative design agency. Although she felt nervous on her first day, everyone welcomed her warmly. Every morning she walked through Toronto's lively streets with a cup of freshly brewed coffee in her hand. She admired the city's impressive skyline, colorful neighborhoods, and beautiful mix of modern and historic architecture. In the evenings, she explored local markets, discovered cozy cafes, and slowly transformed her apartment into a place that truly felt like home. Although she occasionally felt lonely, Sophia believed she had made the right decision. Every sunrise reminded her that a new adventure was waiting just outside her door. Chapter 2. An unexpected friendship. One chilly autumn morning, Sophia decided to visit a charming neighborhood cafe before work. While waiting for her latte, she noticed a cheerful young woman smiling at her from the next table. "You're new here, aren't you?" the woman asked kindly. Sophia laughed softly. "Is it that obvious?" The woman introduced herself as Emma, a friendly Canadian nurse who worked at a nearby hospital. They quickly discovered they had many things in common, including their love for traveling, photography, and trying different foods. Their short conversation turned into nearly an hour of laughter and storytelling. Before leaving, Emma suggested they stay in touch. Over the next few weeks, the two became inseparable. Emma happily introduced Sophia to Toronto's most famous attractions. Together they visited the CN Tower, explored the Royal Ontario Museum, and spent afternoons wandering through the beautiful distillery districts. Sophia loved learning about Canadian culture. Emma also introduced her to activities she had never experienced before. They went ice skating at Nathan Phillips Square, browsed local farmers markets on weekends, and attended Sophia's very first hockey game. At first, Sophia barely understood the rules, but after hearing thousands of fans cheering together, she couldn't help joining the excitement. By the end of the match, she was shouting just as loudly as everyone else. Little by little, Canada was no longer just a country where she lived. It was beginning to feel like home. Chapter 3. A chance meeting. Winter arrived quickly. One snowy evening after finishing work, Sophia carefully walked toward her apartment through the icy streets. The sidewalks were slippery, and snowflakes gently covered the city. As she stepped onto an icy patch, her foot suddenly slipped. Before she could catch herself, she fell onto the cold sidewalk. Embarrassed, she tried to stand up. Just then, a calm voice spoke beside her. "Are you all right?" Sophia looked up and saw a tall young man reaching out his hand. He had kind, blue eyes and a warm smile that immediately made her feel comfortable. "My name's Alex," he said. Sophia smiled as she accepted his help. "I'm Sophia." Alex brushed the snow from her coat and asked if she had been hurt. Thankfully, she was only a little shaken. Since they were heading in the same direction, they decided to walk together. During the walk, they talked about their lives. Alex was a professional photographer who traveled across Canada capturing breathtaking landscapes, wildlife, and hidden places that most tourists never discovered. He proudly showed Sophia several photographs on his camera. She was amazed. The mountains, lakes, forests, and northern lights looked absolutely magical through his lens. "You've made Canada look like a dream," she said. Alex smiled. "That's because it really is." Their conversation flowed naturally, as though they had known each other for years. By the time they reached Sophia's apartment building, neither of them wanted the evening to end. Before saying goodbye, Alex asked, "Would you like to meet again sometime?" Sophia smiled without hesitation. "I'd love to." They exchanged phone numbers before heading their separate ways. As Sophia entered her apartment, she couldn't stop smiling. She had come to Canada searching for a fresh start. What she didn't know was that fate had just introduced her to someone who would completely change her life. Chapter 4. Love begins to bloom over the following weeks. Sophia and Alex spent more and more time together. What had started as a chance meeting slowly turned into a meaningful friendship. Every day they discovered something new about each other, and every conversation brought them closer. Toronto became their playground. They wandered through quiet neighborhoods filled with colorful houses, explored hidden cafes, and visited art galleries where they spent hours discussing paintings and photography. On weekends, Alex took Sophia on hiking trips through nearby forests, introducing her to the peaceful beauty of Canada's outdoors. Sophia admired Alex's passion for photography. Whenever he raised his camera, he noticed details that most people overlooked: a golden sunset reflecting on a lake, a bird resting quietly on a tree branch, or snowflakes sparkling under the morning sun. "You don't just take pictures," Sophia told him one afternoon. "You capture emotions." Alex smiled. "And you notice them." Their connection grew stronger every day. One cool evening, they visited the CN Tower just before sunset. As the city lights slowly began to glow beneath them, they stood quietly, taking in the breathtaking view. After a long moment of silence, Alex looked at Sophia. "Ever since we met," he said softly, "my life has felt different. You bring peace into my world, and I can't imagine these days without you." Sophia felt her heart beating faster. She had been feeling exactly the same, smiling through happy tears. She replied, "I've never met someone who makes me feel so comfortable. Being with you feels right." Alex gently held her hand. From that evening forward, their relationship blossomed into something beautiful. They spent weekends attending concerts, discovering small bookstores, and enjoying long walks along the shores of Lake Ontario. One of Alex's favorite places was a quiet beach away from the busy city, where the sound of gentle waves created the perfect escape. There, they shared dreams about the future. Sophia spoke about building a successful design career, while Alex dreamed of traveling across Canada and publishing a photography collection. Neither of them knew exactly what the future would bring, but one thing was certain: they wanted to experience it together. Chapter 5. Growing. Through challenges. Although life in Canada was exciting, it wasn't always easy. Some evenings, Sophia missed Italy more than she expected. She missed family dinners, familiar streets, and hearing her native language everywhere she went. Sometimes looking through old family photographs made her feel homesick. The long Canadian winters also tested her patience. The freezing temperatures and heavy snowfall were completely different from the mild weather she had grown up with. There were moments when she wondered if she truly belonged. Thankfully, Emma and Alex were always there to support her. Whenever Sophia felt discouraged, Emma invited her for coffee or planned fun weekend activities to lift her spirits. Alex constantly reminded her how brave she had been to start a completely new life. "You've already come farther than you realize," he often said. Those words gave her strength. Work also became more demanding. Her design projects grew larger, deadlines became tighter, and her manager expected exceptional results from every assignment. At times, Sophia doubted herself. She worried that perhaps she wasn't talented enough, but instead of giving up, she decided to work even harder. She enrolled in online design courses, practiced new creative techniques, and accepted challenging projects that pushed her beyond her comfort zone. Little by little, her confidence returned. Her coworkers began praising her creativity, and clients appreciated her fresh ideas. For the first time since arriving in Canada, Sophia truly believed she was building the career she had always wanted. To ease her homesickness, she also began cooking traditional Italian meals. Every Friday evening, she invited Alex, Emma, and several neighbors to her apartment for dinner. The delicious smell of homemade pasta, fresh bread, and family recipes filled every room with warmth. Those evenings were filled with laughter, storytelling, and unforgettable memories. Although Canada was thousands of kilometers away from Italy, Sophia had created a second family around her. She also embraced Toronto's incredible diversity. She attended cultural festivals, visited international food markets, and experienced celebrations from communities around the world. Each new experience helped her appreciate the city's welcoming spirit even more. With every challenge she overcame, Sophia became stronger, wiser, and more confident in the life she was building. Chapter 6. A sudden change. Just as everything seemed to be falling perfectly into place, life presented an unexpected challenge. One evening, Sophia and Alex were enjoying dinner at their favorite restaurant when Alex's phone suddenly rang. The smile on his face disappeared as he answered the call. After listening quietly for several moments, he slowly lowered the phone. Sophia immediately sensed something was wrong. "What happened?" she asked gently. Alex took a deep breath. "My father has become seriously ill," he said quietly. "I need to fly to Vancouver tonight." The unexpected news left both of them speechless. Only minutes earlier they had been laughing together. Now they faced the possibility of being separated for an unknown amount of time. That evening, Sophia accompanied Alex to the airport. Neither of them wanted to say goodbye. Standing near the departure gate, Alex held her hands tightly. "I'll call you every day," he promised. "And I'll be waiting," Sophia replied. As Alex disappeared into the terminal, Sophia felt an emptiness she had never experienced before. The following days were difficult. Although they spoke every evening through video calls, it wasn't the same as being together. Sophia missed their daily walks, their conversations, and even the quiet moments they shared without speaking. Instead of allowing sadness to consume her, she focused on personal growth. Knowing how much photography meant to Alex, she enrolled in a beginner's photography course. She wanted to understand the world through his eyes. Soon, she found herself wandering through Toronto with a camera, capturing peaceful parks, colorful sunsets, and the everyday beauty surrounding her. Photography became more than just a hobby. It became a way to stay connected to Alex despite the distance. Emma remained by Sophia's side throughout those difficult weeks. She encouraged her to stay hopeful and reminded her that true relationships become stronger during hard times. Although Sophia missed Alex deeply, she believed they would soon be together again. She had no idea that their reunion would become one of the happiest moments of her entire life. Chapter 7. Discovering Canada's natural wonders while Alex was staying in Vancouver with his family. Sophia realized that sitting at home and worrying wouldn't change anything. Instead, she decided to make the most of her time by exploring more of Canada's incredible natural beauty. One weekend, she joined a local hiking group that organized trips to some of Ontario's most scenic locations. Their first adventure took them to Algonquin Provincial Park. As Sophia walked through peaceful forests surrounded by towering pine trees, she felt a sense of calm she hadn't experienced in weeks. The fresh mountain air, sparkling lakes, and songs of birds reminded her that nature had a unique way of healing the heart. Every trail offered breathtaking views. Sometimes she stopped simply to admire the reflection of the sky on crystal clear water. Other times she photographed colorful wildflowers, quiet rivers, and distant mountain ridges. Her photography lessons had given her a completely new perspective. Instead of simply looking at nature, she had learned to truly observe it. On another weekend, the group visited the Bruce Peninsula, where dramatic cliffs overlooked the bright blue waters of Georgian Bay. Sophia couldn't believe such places existed. "This country never stops surprising me," she whispered as she watched the sunset paint the sky in shades of orange and pink. During one of these hiking adventures, she met a cheerful woman named Lily. Lily loved camping, wildlife, and outdoor photography. The two quickly became friends. One evening, they camped beneath a sky filled with thousands of stars. Far away from city lights, the Milky Way stretched across the heavens like a glowing river. Lying beside the campfire, they talked for hours about dreams, family, and the unexpected paths life sometimes takes. Sophia realized that although she missed Alex deeply, she was also discovering new strengths within herself. Every journey was helping her become more independent, more confident, and more connected to her new country. Chapter 8. A joyful reunion. Several weeks later, The phone rang early one Saturday morning. Sophia answered immediately. "I have good news," Alex said happily. "My father is recovering well, and I'm coming home today." Sophia could hardly believe what she had heard. She rushed to the airport, her heart filled with excitement, as passengers began walking through the arrival gate. She searched anxiously through the crowd. Then she saw him. Alex smiled the moment their eyes met. Without saying a word, they ran toward each other and embraced tightly. It felt as though time had stopped. Every lonely evening and every difficult day suddenly disappeared. "I'm so happy you're back," Sophia whispered. "I never want to be away from you again," Alex replied. Over the following days, they spent every possible moment together, catching up on everything that had happened during their time apart. Sophia proudly showed Alex the photographs she had taken during her hiking adventures. Alex looked at each image carefully. "You've improved so much," he said with genuine admiration. "You've started telling stories through your pictures." Sophia smiled. "I had a great teacher." To celebrate their reunion, Alex planned a surprise weekend getaway. He refused to reveal the destination. After several hours of driving, they finally arrived at one of Canada's most famous landmarks, Niagara Falls. Sophia stood speechless as millions of gallons of water thundered over the cliffs. The roar of the waterfalls echoed through the air while mist gently surrounded them. She had seen photographs before, but nothing compared to witnessing its beauty in person. That evening, Alex surprised her once again with a candlelit dinner overlooking the illuminated falls. The colorful lights reflected off the rushing water, creating a magical atmosphere. As they enjoyed dinner, they reflected on everything they had experienced over the past year. Their first meeting, their adventures across Toronto, their challenges, their time apart. Every experience had strengthened their relationship. Holding Sophia's hand, Alex smiled. "No matter what life brings," he said, "I know we're stronger together." Sophia squeezed his hand gently. "I couldn't agree more." It was a weekend they would remember forever. Chapter 9. Building a future together. As the months passed, Sophia and Alex decided it was time for the next chapter of their lives. They moved into a beautiful apartment together in Toronto. Decorating their new home became one of their favorite experiences. They carefully chose furniture, filled shelves with books, displayed Alex's photographs on the walls, and added colorful plants to brighten every room. The apartment quickly became a place filled with warmth, laughter, and unforgettable memories. Meanwhile, Sophia's career continued to flourish. Her creativity impressed both clients and co-workers, earning her several exciting opportunities. Eventually, she made a bold decision. She opened her own graphic design studio. Although starting a business wasn't easy, Sophia believed in her vision. Long hours, careful planning, and determination slowly paid off. Her unique style attracted many clients, and her reputation spread throughout Toronto's creative community. Watching her dream become reality filled her with pride. Alex's photography career also reached new heights. His breathtaking images of Canada's mountains, forests, lakes, and wildlife were featured in magazines, galleries, and travel exhibitions. Whenever he held an exhibition, Sophia proudly stood beside him, celebrating every achievement. She remained his biggest supporter. Whenever their busy schedules allowed, they packed their bags and explored new parts of Canada. They drove through Alberta's magnificent Rocky Mountains. They admired the charming streets of Quebec City. They visited peaceful fishing villages along the Atlantic coast. Each destination brought unforgettable adventures. Sometimes they watched whales swimming near the shoreline. Other times they hiked through untouched forests or paddled across quiet lakes at sunrise. Every journey strengthened their relationship. They learned that happiness wasn't found only in extraordinary moments. It also lived in simple things. Sharing morning coffee, cooking dinner together, watching snowfall from their apartment window, laughing over old memories, supporting one another through every challenge. As Sophia looked around at the life they had created together, she realized something important. The dream that had once seemed impossible had become her reality. Canada was no longer simply the country where she lived. It had become the place where she had found friendship, purpose, success, and most importantly, love. And deep inside, she knew that their greatest adventures were still waiting to be written. Chapter 10. Finding Strength in Community. As time passed, Sophia realized that one of Canada's greatest treasures wasn't just its breathtaking landscapes. It was the strong sense of community that brought people together. Living in Toronto made her feel safe and welcome. Whether she returned home late after work or took an evening walk through her neighborhood, she always felt a comforting sense of security, inspired by the kindness she had received since arriving. In Canada, Sophia decided it was time to give something back. She joined several local volunteer programs that supported food banks, community shelters, and neighborhood events. Every Saturday morning, she helped organize donated food and prepared care packages for families in need. Although the work could be tiring, it filled her heart with happiness. The gratitude on people's faces reminded her that even small acts of kindness could make a lasting difference. During these volunteer activities, Sophia met people from every corner of the world. Some were newcomers building a new life, just as she once had. Others had lived in Canada for decades but still welcomed everyone with open arms. Listening to their stories taught Sophia an important lesson. No matter where someone came from, everyone hoped for the same things: a safe home, meaningful friendships, and a better future. Alex often joined her during community events. Together, they planted trees in local parks, participated in neighborhood cleanup projects, and helped organize charity fundraisers. Working side by side strengthened not only their relationship, but also their connection to the city they now proudly called home. One evening, after finishing a community festival, Sophia looked around at the smiling families enjoying music, food, and laughter. She turned to Alex. "When I first arrived here, I thought I was searching for a new country." Alex smiled. "And what did you actually find?" Sophia looked at the people surrounding them. "I found a community and a place where I truly belong." Chapter 11. A city of many cultures. One of the things Sophia admired most about Toronto was its incredible diversity. Every neighborhood seemed to tell a different story. Walking through the city felt like traveling around the world, without ever leaving Canada. One weekend, Emma invited Sophia to the Taste of the Danforth Festival, where the streets were filled with Greek music, delicious food, and joyful celebrations. Sophia sampled traditional dishes she had never tasted before while enjoying colorful cultural performances. A few weeks later, they attended the Toronto Caribbean Carnival. The vibrant costumes, energetic dancing, and lively music transformed the streets into an unforgettable celebration. Sophia couldn't stop smiling. She loved seeing people from different backgrounds celebrating together with respect and happiness. Her curiosity about other cultures continued to grow. She joined a local language exchange club where people met every week to practice different languages. Sophia volunteered to teach Italian while learning French from native speakers. The classes became much more than language lessons. They turned into evenings filled with laughter, friendship, and fascinating conversations about traditions from around the world. Through these experiences, Sophia made friends from many different countries. Each friendship opened the door to a new culture, new customs, and new ways of seeing the world. She discovered that diversity wasn't something that separated people. Instead, it brought them closer together. At home, Sophia and Alex often experimented with international recipes they had learned from friends. One evening, they prepared authentic Mexican tacos. Another weekend, they tried Japanese sushi, followed by Indian curry, Thai noodles, and Greek desserts. Their dining table became a celebration of cultures from across the globe. Sophia realized that Canada's greatest strength was not only its natural beauty, but also the harmony created by people from countless different backgrounds. Living together with mutual respect, every new friendship made her appreciate her adopted country even more. Chapter 12. The Perfect Proposal. Another beautiful summer arrived. Alex secretly began planning one of the most important days of his life. He wanted everything to be perfect. He chose the place where their love story had grown the strongest, a quiet lakeside overlooking the peaceful waters of Lake Ontario. It was the same place where they had spent countless evenings talking about dreams, hopes, and the future. One sunny afternoon, Alex invited Sophia for what seemed like an ordinary picnic. They walked hand in hand along the shoreline, laughing as gentle waves touched the rocks nearby. The weather was perfect. A soft breeze moved through the trees while birds sang in the distance. After enjoying lunch together, Alex suggested they walk to their favorite viewpoint. As they reached the overlook, Sophia admired the sparkling lake stretching endlessly toward the horizon. When she turned around, Alex was no longer standing beside her. Instead, he was kneeling on one knee. In his hand was a small velvet box. Sophia covered her mouth in complete surprise. Alex looked into her eyes with a warm smile. "Sophia," he began softly, "the day we met changed my life forever. You've filled my world with love, happiness, and purpose. Every adventure has been better because you've been by my side." He took a deep breath before continuing. "I don't want to imagine my future without you." Opening the box, he revealed a beautiful engagement ring. "Will you marry me?" For a few seconds, Sophia couldn't speak. Happy. Tears filled her eyes as every memory of their journey together flashed through her mind. Their first meeting, their adventures around Toronto, the difficult days they had overcome, the dreams they had shared. Finally, she smiled through her tears. "Yes," she laughed softly. "Yes, Alex. 1,000 times yes." Alex gently placed the ring on her finger before wrapping her in a joyful embrace. As the sun slowly began to set over the lake, they stood together watching the sky turn brilliant shades of gold and orange. It was the perfect ending to one chapter of their lives, and the beautiful beginning of another. Several months later, family and friends gathered in the picturesque town of Niagara-on-the-Lake to celebrate their wedding. The ceremony beautifully combined Italian traditions with Canadian culture. Sophia's parents traveled from Italy, bringing homemade family recipes that delighted every guest. Emma proudly stood beside Sophia as her maid of honor, while Lily helped decorate the venue with elegant flowers and candles. Laughter, heartfelt speeches, joyful tears, and endless dancing filled the evening. As Sophia and Alex shared their first dance beneath a sky full of sparkling stars, they knew they had found exactly what they had both been searching for. Not just love, but a life they were excited to build together, one unforgettable day at a time. Chapter 13. A beautiful new beginning. Life after the wedding felt like the start of a wonderful new adventure for Sophia and Alex. Every morning they woke up grateful for the journey that had brought them together, and every day offered another opportunity to build the future they had always imagined. A few months after their marriage, Sophia noticed that something felt different. After visiting her doctor, she received the happiest news of her life. She was expecting a baby. Overjoyed, she rushed home to tell Alex. The moment he heard the news, he wrapped her in a tight embrace. "This is the greatest gift we could ever receive," he whispered. From that day forward, excitement filled their home. They transformed one of the spare rooms into a beautiful nursery, painting the walls in soft pastel colors and decorating the shelves with storybooks, stuffed animals, and tiny handmade decorations. Emma happily helped Sophia shop for baby clothes, while Lily surprised them with handmade blankets she had knitted herself. Every little preparation made the arrival of their child feel even more real. Months later, after a long but unforgettable day, their beautiful daughter entered the world. They named her Isabella. The first time Sophia held her tiny hand, tears filled her eyes. She had never experienced a love so deep and unconditional. Alex carefully captured every precious moment with his camera, from Isabella's very first smile to the peaceful moments when she slept in her mother's arms. Each photograph became a treasured memory that their family would cherish forever. As new parents, they quickly discovered that raising a child required patience, teamwork, and endless love. There were sleepless nights, busy mornings, and unexpected challenges, but every laugh, every tiny step, and every new milestone reminded them that every sacrifice was worthwhile. Their home, once filled with quiet evenings, was now alive with laughter, happiness, and the joyful sounds of a growing family. Chapter 14. Everyday life in Canada. As Isabella grew older, Sophia settled into a comfortable daily routine that perfectly balanced family, work, and personal happiness. Most mornings began before sunrise. Sophia enjoyed jogging along Toronto's beautiful waterfront while the city slowly came to life around her. The cool breeze, peaceful lake, and colorful sunrise gave her energy for the busy day ahead. After her morning exercise, she stopped at her favorite neighborhood cafe for a fresh smoothie before heading to her design studio. Running her own business was both exciting and demanding. Every day brought new clients, creative challenges, and opportunities to learn. Sophia loved transforming simple ideas into beautiful designs that helped businesses express their identity. Her studio reflected her personality. Bright artwork decorated the walls, green plants filled every corner, Sketchbooks, color palettes, and creative projects covered her desk, creating an inspiring environment where imagination could flourish. Despite her busy schedule, Sophia always made time for her family. In the evenings, she and Alex enjoyed cooking dinner together while Isabella happily played nearby. After dinner, they often walked through nearby parks or spent quiet evenings reading bedtime stories before putting Isabella to sleep. Lunch breaks became another special part of Sophia's routine. She frequently met Emma or other close friends at different restaurants across the city. Together, they explored Toronto's incredible food scene, trying everything from cozy family-owned cafes to elegant international restaurants.